Hi folks, we are on the Leviathan's dev server taking a look at the Mitsubishi F-2A. This is the new hotness coming to the top of the Japanese air tree. So let's take a quick look through its features. You can see it's got a full ballistics computer, a radar warning receiver with all of the modern features that you'd expect, see-through J-band tracking, relatively good set of tracked threats and everything else. The radar is the JAPG-2. This is an active electronically scanned array radar set. You can see it's got a relatively good set of radar modes, and you're also going to notice it's got the track-wall scan ESA, which is very good to see, and up to 4 data link targets, including 9 NCTR types. So that'll be interesting to see what that list looks like once this goes live. Oh, and of course, I forgot, I'll show you the stat card there. You can pause if you want to take a longer look at that. It's going to be in rank 8 at battle rating 13.7, as one would expect for something like this, being up at the top tier, which is where it belongs. Let's take a look at its weapons. We've got the AAM-3 as our generic infrared missile. Relatively good performer here. Infrared countermeasures. This is a dogfighting weapon. We've got the AIM-7M that will be useful while you're grinding upgrades for the plane. And your active radar missile, of course, is going to be the AAM-4. This is another relatively strong performer that will get you a lot of kills. Notably, for loadout construction, you can take up to 2 of each type of missile and a set of drop tanks if you want to. For air-to-ground, whole different set of dumb bombs. We also have some interesting additions. We've got the ASM-1 anti-ship missile and the ASM-2 anti-ship missile. Both of these are active radar homing and inertial guidance here on the dev server. However, I was doing some playing around with these a little bit earlier, and the guidance doesn't seem to actually be working correctly on the dev server. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to, show you any example shots with these. When the patch goes live, I will have a full review of this aircraft. This will be one of the first ones I go after, if not the first. And I'll make sure to mention the anti-ship missiles there. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss it. We've also got some JDAMs, some GBU-31s. Those are big chunky JDAM bombs. We've got a couple of different types of rocket pods and some LJDAMs, the laser-guided and satellite-guided bombs, and more JDAMs. So, relatively decent options for air-to-ground. Now, I'm going to take this up into the air, but I've been having some trouble on the dev server, so I'm not going to be able to take it out into a live match. My game keeps crashing whenever the matchmaker tries to spawn me in, but there are still a few things I want to show you up in a test flight. Okay, so we are up in the air with the Mitsubishi F-2. And there are a couple of things I want to show you. First, I've taken a loadout of some LJDAMs. There's something I want to show you with those in a minute. Of course, we've got the targeting pod. We have a couple of AAM-4s and some AAM-3s. Now, first things first, there is no helmet-mounted targeting on this jet, either for its radar or the seekers on the AAM-3s. So that will be a slight disadvantage for close-in dogfighting up at the top tiers. However, let me see if I can get some targets on track wall scan. Let me find some aircraft there. Come on. There we go. You're going to notice the track wall scan is updating instantaneously. That is how they've implemented the active electronically scanned array radar set functionality in the game. So that is always good to see. However, there is one thing I want to show you that's going to annoy some people. I know it annoys me a little bit. Sorry. Let me scan a little bit further out. The targeting pod has relatively good zoom and everything. That's great. And of course, we've got thermals. That's good to see. However, I'm hitting my keybind to activate targeting laser and nothing is happening. This targeting pod does not provide laser targeting functionality. Now, that's not the end of the world, because these LJDAMs are the only weapons this plane carries that can use a laser guidance. However, it does mean that you can't drop them in laser-guided mode. You have to drop them as regular JDAMs. That's fine. They're still very accurate, and, you know, they're going to hit what you throw them at. However, it means that you can't use them to track moving targets. You can't use them if you can't use them to, like, change target mid-flight if the thing that you are attacking dies before your bomb gets there. You know, the normal advantages of laser guidance are not going to be available to any of the air-to-ground weapons on this plane. So that is, again, something that's going to be a little bit of a caveat when it comes to close air support. Still got some good weapons, but you're not going to be able to use laser guidance mode with this particular targeting pod. That's about it for right now with the Mitsubishi F2. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you can catch the full review of this jet once the patch goes live. As always, thanks for watching.